You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama?
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
When people are fed, futures are nourished. They can connect with the world around them, unlock endless possibilities, and thrive. Join the movement to end hunger. Volunteer. Advocate. Donate. Go to feedingamerica.org/act now.
Being a parent, especially for the first time, with that comes a lot of self-doubt. As a dad, I just try to lead by example. When you're trying to be the best person that you can be, your kids see that and then they emulate that.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather This Morning.
Hey, good morning. Happy Friday, as always. Thanks for waking up with us here on Mississippi Live Weather this morning. The time is 7:30 a.m. I'm meteorologist Maggie McCauley. Hope you have your coffee as you're waking up on your Friday morning because we finally made it to Friday. Here's what you need to know to get you out the door this morning. We do have a slight rain chance ahead today. I'm going to be tracking it live from the Room to Room Weather Center in just a few minutes. Weekend does get warmer. We're going to be seeing warm conditions today. Thought yesterday was warm. Just wait until we give it a few days because the end of the weekend into next work week, going to be warm out there. Mainly dry conditions remain. So even with a slight rain chance today, I think a lot of us stay dry, not only today, but even through the extended period of things, not looking like a lot of widespread rainfall in the picture. As for temperatures right now, we're in the upper 60s for a majority of the area. Definitely not where we started. Y'all remember Monday morning? It was so nice out there. Crisp fall air in the 50s, and here we are now in the 60s. So not the same story from where we started the week to where we ended the week at. Temperatures right now, again, in the middle 60s, 64 in Oxford, 67 in Clarksdale, 68 in Houston, 66 in Amory, 66 over in Hamilton, Alabama. Most of us, again, in the middle to upper 60s, even near 70. That is warmer than we started yesterday morning. So you can see that gradual upward temperature trend over the next few days. It's going to be sticking the same, continuing to get warmer and warmer. Over the past 24 hours, most of us starting off this morning anywhere between just a degree to up to 8 degrees warmer. So a warmer start to our day, warmer afternoon ahead for the majority of the area. Temperature is going to be getting into the 70s over your next few hours. Middle 80s expected. And then as we head into your afternoon, a lot of us is going to be sitting in the 90s for your afternoon ahead, topping off in the low 90s. And you can see that slight rain chance out there about 2 to 5 p.m. That's what I'm talking about a 10% chance. That's the best rain chance I can give because it's not going to be too many people seeing that. But again, a spot shower can't be ruled out a lot like yesterday. If you were one of the lucky ones that got under one of those, it'll help to cool things off if you do get under one. Temperatures eventually getting into the 70s as we head into your evening ahead. Here's what we're looking at. Here's an overall picture for you on satellite and radar. We're kind of watching a ridge of high pressure sitting just off to our west. Things kind of rotating around it. You can see those clouds kind of spilling in from the Midwest into North Mississippi. As they do, again, could drop a few light showers out there. Let me put this in motion for you into your afternoon. So as we watch this kind of shift into futurecast, again, a few of those showers you can see kind of try to pour into North Mississippi as we head into your early afternoon hours. The majority of that rainfall you can see still stays way off west, maybe a sprinkle or two for us into your afternoon, and then staying dry through your evening, staying dry through your weekend ahead as that ridge starts to build. We're going to be good to go for your Saturday. You got any plans? No rain expected, just warm temperatures and some cloud cover. As I said, the heat's going to be the main story as we head over the next few days. Your weekend and your next work week forecast, this is going to be the main thing we're talking about. It's the heat just building into the forecast, not only here in North Mississippi, but through a good portion of the United States, seeing that heat just build in and stick around as we head over even the next 7 days ahead. So if you're looking for a cool down, I don't have it for you in your 7-day forecast. However, I do have your 7-day forecast. So you're going to want to stick around and see it. Coming up next, I'll have a full look at what that looks like over the next few days, just how warm things are going to be getting. And of course, that all important Friday night football forecast is all coming up right after this.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Maggie McCauley.
Hey, happy Friday out there. Thanks, as always, for starting off your Friday morning with Mississippi Live Weather. I'm meteorologist Maggie McCauley. Here's a look of what's going on right now. Mississippi Live radar. Whole lot of nothing. This green you're seeing is actually what we call ground color, with the radar beam being so low. It's kind of picking up other things other than rain, kind of tall buildings, trees of that nature. Again, dry conditions across the board on Mississippi Live radar this morning. So you're good to go. Beautiful ongoing conditions. Let me give you a live look across the board this morning. This is over in Batesville, Mississippi, Northwest Mississippi, over in Panola County. Nice conditions there. You can see people getting out and about on their roadways this morning, and temperatures in the middle 60s. Overall, great view over in Northwest Mississippi. Same story. Let's take it over on the other side of the state, Northeast Mississippi. This is over in Corinth, Alcorn County. Nice conditions there as well. At the Crossroads Museum, temperatures in the middle 60s yet again. And again, beautiful blue skies and a nice start to your Friday overall. So great start to your day ahead. One more look over in Greenwood. Beautiful blue skies there as well. Temperatures near 70 degrees. So overall, a warm and dry start to our work week ahead, or not our work week, the end of our work week, thankfully, right? Friday ahead. As we head to airport delays, though, not looking at any major delays across the board, across the United States. Minor, if nothing, especially closer to home like Memphis International, down into Gulfport, and also Dallas-Fort Worth as well. Sticking around here in North Mississippi, temperature is going to be getting into the 90s yet again today. Surprise, surprise, another warm afternoon ahead, right? Middle 90s, 94 in Water Valley, 95 in Grenada, 96 down in Greenwood, 93 in Kosciuszko, 93 in Tupelo, 80s in Red Bay, 90 in Hamilton. Overall, what you need to know is most of us getting in the 90s today. It's just going to be another warm afternoon ahead. For a high school game of the week, Manhatchee versus Hatley. Matt's going to be out there for your Friday night. He's going to need the water bottle and some sunscreen because it's going to be warm at least to start the game. Those pregame activities, if you have any plans, maybe an hour or two before game time, can't rule out the passing of a light shower, and also just warm conditions if you don't get under one of those. Temperature is going to be in the upper 80s to near 90s still. As we go throughout the game, conditions will get better and better. So upper 70s by halftime, into the low 70s by the time you're leaving those games. So our high school game of the week, again, presented by Casey Lott. It's going to be a good Friday night game, but it is going to be warm out there nonetheless. Let's talk about those light showers. If you do have any pre-game plans or just any afternoon plans out there for your Friday, a good mix of sun and clouds now through noon. So good to go for those lunchtime plans if you want to take them outdoors. Watch this, though, as we have 2, 3, 4 o'clock is the main time frame I'm going to be watching for these showers to start popping up across the area. And you can see it's really across our area, across North Mississippi, the best chance of seeing those. I'll even zoom out and kind of show you that. But light shower activity, that's what you can expect for our evening or really afternoon ahead. You can see as I zoom out there, again, it's really North Mississippi and then kind of sitting off to the east as well is what we're watching for. So a few showers out there, light in nature, very small. Again, if you do get lucky enough to be under one of these, it's going to be brief, and it's going to be like the downpour that the other side of town gets, but your side of town doesn't get. It's kind of like that. Very small maybe a downpour or two out there. Here's the good news. As we head around game time, the majority of those very clearing off the board, and we're going to be drying out as those games do start and at the end of those games as well for those Friday evening activities. I think you're going to be good to go. Going into your Saturday, sticking dry, a few clouds out there. But again, main story is just going to be how warm it is on your Saturday, especially into your afternoon if you got any plans. Maybe some showers over in places like eastern Arkansas Arkansas, but I think we're going to be dry sitting closer to home. As we head into your Saturday evening, this is at 8 o'clock. Again, even clouds start to clear out and a beautiful end to your Saturday as well. Just warm out there, but again, dry conditions nonetheless. If you're headed out to these SEC football games, I have better news for Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Alabama, I don't have the best news for you. If you're headed out to cheer on the Crimson Tide, they're playing Wisconsin at Tuscaloosa. They have an afternoon game, and that makes things very different for them. It's going to be warm out there. Temperature is going to be climbing through the game. So by the time you're starting off that game in the 80s, by the time you're ending the game in the 90s with a lot of sunshine in the forecast, overall, it's going to be warm in that stadium if you plan on going over to Tuscaloosa to support them. Different story again, better news I have for Ole Miss and Starkville. So if you're going to support Ole Miss in Oxford this week and they're playing Arkansas, should be a good game, but temperatures are going to be a lot better than that Alabama game because they're starting their game at 6 p.m. You can see the starts off at 6 p.m. So temperatures going to be in the middle 80s by the time you're starting those games, but better as the day or the night progresses. We'll be in the 70s by halftime by the time you end those games in the low 70s. So again, that is some good news out there for Ole Miss and for Mississippi State because their game time's at 5 p.m. versus Alcorn State over in Stark Vegas. So nice conditions as you're ending the game, but starting the game yet again in the upper 80s, lots of sunshine, 80s still hanging on by halftime because that game's a little bit earlier, and then 70s eventually by the time you're headed home if you do make it throughout the entirety of the game. Make sure to have the water bottle handy no matter where you're headed as you go about your Saturday. Rain chances ahead, minimal to almost non-existent. Okay, we have about a 10% chance today for those light, brief showers that are going to be popping up this afternoon. About a 10% chance out there for your Tuesday. No widespread rainfall over the next 7 days. So sticking pretty dry in the forecast. Going to have to continue to water those plants if you still have some in your yard. I have some ferns out there that really need watering. I'm going to have to do that over the next 7 days as well. Here's a look at your forecasted rainfall over your next 7 days. This is why no measurable rainfall across the board. So even those light showers that happen, very brief at times today and not giving us a whole lot of rainfall and no widespread rainfall at that. So not a lot of hopefulness as we head over your next 7 days. That's not going to be great for our drought monitor as well. Let's look at your latest drought monitor. I showed you this yesterday. So they update this every Thursday morning. So this is still the same drought monitor I showed you yesterday, just kind of reminding you what it looks like. We are seeing that severe drought extending into places of northwest Mississippi from DeSoto, Tate, Panola, even over into Tunica County. And then we're also seeing that moderate drought extending into northeast Mississippi, coming from the west and also coming from the south and east. So I expect this as we go into next week, as this gets updated this upcoming Thursday morning. I expect this to just worsen, to extend, because we're not looking at any measurable rainfall between now and then. So that's not necessarily great news. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Temperatures in the low 90s today and tomorrow. Overnight lows going to be sticking in the 60s for the short term. Middle 90s as we head Sunday into Monday. Monday and Tuesday of this next work week look very warm out there. So if you got any plans, maybe some kids practicing. I'm not talking about heat alerts being issued, but it's just going to be very warm. The actual air temperature going to be in the upper 90s on Monday, and especially for your Tuesday. 90s stick around as we head into Wednesday and Thursday as well. I want to show you a little bit of an extended look of things before we do let you go this morning for the 7:30 live broadcast. This is your precip outlook as we head into next week. So I'm talking September 18th through the 22nd. This is late next week into your next weekend. I'm showing you this because conditions really look to kind of stick the way they are, which isn't great news. Our precip outlook for that time period looking to be a below average as we head throughout a good portion of the southeast, and then that extending that kind of drier than average conditions into North Mississippi. So very warm and very dry conditions sticking around. Same story for our temperature outlook through the same time period. Warmer than average sticking around North Mississippi. That's why I say when we head into our next work week, even into next weekend, things look to stick pretty warm and dry. Take a look at this. It's not just us. That temperature outlook over the entirety of the United States, kind of zooming out and showing you this. We're seeing these warmer than average conditions for this time period, not only for us here in North Mississippi, but almost for the entirety of the United States, from San Francisco, from California, through the West, all the way up north as well, and then especially for us again here in North Mississippi. So a lot of the United States dealing with these warmer than average conditions, and that is including us here in North Mississippi. So kind of hanging in there, guys. I know it's warm and it's also dry, and that's just going to be the story moving forward. Eventually, we are going to be getting a break, I think, later in the next work week, even into next weekend, possibly a potential break in those 90-degree temperatures. So make sure to stick with us. Our next live broadcast is going to be at 5, 6, and 10 this evening. You're going to want to stick with Matt and Gabe. Again, they'll be live from the Room to Room Weather Center and also at our Game of the Week presented by Casey Lott. So it's going to be good. It's going to be a good 5, 6 o'clock show when that's going on, and also your 10 o'clock show with your latest forecasts. I want to stick around for that. As always, thank you so much for starting off your day with us here at Mississippi Live Weather and with me. I hope you have a great Friday and a great weekend ahead. I'll see you bright and early yet again on your Monday morning at 6:30.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy